So what I'm going to do is show you how to set up VS Code to work with Git on Windows and Linux. These steps should be mostly the same between the two, but there will be some differences, and I'm doing this in a VM, which is why the window is a bit smaller. For some reason it won't let me scale. So the first thing you need to, well, there's a couple of things you need to download. One of them is VS Code and one of them is Git Bash on Windows. Let me go into downloads, download for Windows, and download VS Code for Windows. Why is Git Bash not downloaded? I need to download that. Okay, these two are downloading. And then once they're downloaded and installed, you will also need a GitHub account. So once these are downloaded, if you go to your downloads and first install Git Bash, and when you're installing Git Bash on Windows, you can just keep everything the same, so you don't need to worry about changing any of the settings. So I'm just going to keep all of this the same. And then when that's done, what you should be able to do is open Git Bash within like a directory. So if I do ls, it'll show me the three files, because one of them's hidden. And then after that, install VS Code. And then whenever you install VS Code, there are 4 extensions we need, but we'll get this installed first. So accept, keep everything the same, and just let it install. So whenever that's done, presumably there is a folder you want to clone. Let's just go to the directory that you want to clone to. So I'm just going to call it my project in documents directory. And what you can do is open Git Bash here and type in code space dot, and it'll open VS Code within that directory. Pretty much the same as how it works on Linux as well. So after that, let's get the extensions. So if you go to the extensions tab and there's 3 Git extensions and 1 GitHub extension. So we need Git Graph, Git History, and the Git Lens. And then the GitHub one is GitHub pull requests and issues. So this is an official GitHub extension. And once those 4 are installed, let's just check they are. Yep, so whenever they're installed now, what you can do is go back to your Project Explorer, and all you need to do is hit Ctrl-Shift-P and type git clone. And hit git clone, and what it'll ask you to do is like you want to clone from GitHub. So all you need to do is basically click that, and it'll want me to go and sign into my GitHub account, which I'll do now. And then once you're signed in, it'll ask you to do this. Your device supports passkeys, password, blah blah blah, ask me later. Yes, that's fine. So if you're signed in, it makes it easier, and then you can just select whatever repo you want to clone. I have a sandbox repo, so I'm going to clone it into here, and that'll pull it down, and you should be near enough ready to go. So it'll ask you to sign in again. I don't know why it's doing that, but it is. And then would you like to open the clone? No, I've cloned it, it's fine. It basically asked me, do I want to open just this directory or folder? And then what you can do is, if you look at Git Graph, what you'll be able to see is all the commits and things like that I've done for this. So that's what Git Graph allows you to do, and then Git Graph also allows you to, or sorry, Git Lens, what it will allow you to do is see who has made the changes, and Git History, I believe, will give you the Git file history or line history, depending on what you want to do. So is there anything else? Oh, I need to make a change, right? So if I do make a change and commit, so if I open a new terminal and select Git Bash, it allows me to run Linux commands here. So there's a source control tab which has all these things, so commits, branches, remotes, and what I can do is see what branches are on this PC, and remotes allows me to see what branches there are up on GitHub. So if I do that, and if I select check out the C sandbox, so switch to branch, do the name of the branch, yep, now that'll pull that down, and I should be on that branch. I don't know how to do that. Oh no, yeah, it says here. So that's what this tick means. Let me see. You can change your like certain git bash settings to show which branch you're on. Some people, you'll see it says like the branch here, like main or master or whatever. But now we're on this branch, we can make changes. So I'm going to add a comment here. So I comment. Oh, that's the wrong one. And you can see the changes appeared here. Now what you can do is add that change and stage it, and then add a comment for your commit. Added a comment. And then commit that, and then yes, what it will ask you to do, and this will happen on Linux as well, is if you do it through this, if you do it through VS Code, all you need to do is just do this, run this command, so, and replace your email with your actual GitHub email. So I'm gonna blur mine out because it's kind of embarrassing. Well, it's not really. I'm just gonna blur it out anyway. And you add your username. I'm gonna blur that out a bit too. Or am I? No, it doesn't really matter. It's open for everyone to see anyway. And then if we do that again up here, I'll do it from the command line first. Yep, so that's committed. And then if we do git push, that's it, pushed up to the repo. And then what I can do is as well, I can remove this comment, and I'll show you how to do it with the UI. It's basically the same thing. So state your change, update the comment, remove the comment from the C file, commit, and then sync, which is basically doing a git push. Eventually. And that's it all set up on Windows. So I'm going to bounce over to Linux now and show you how to do it on Linux as well. Okay, so same again for Linux. You need VS Code, and you might need to install Git as well, because unbeknownst to me, I didn't realize that Ubuntu doesn't actually come pre-installed with Git. I've been just used to using Pop OS, I suppose, which is why I have not noticed it, because it comes pre-installed on Pop OS. So you install Git and VS Code. So we'll install Git. And then when that's done, I'll install VS Code. So installing VS Code on Linux is probably better to do it from here because it's the most up-to-date version, and you can install it depending on what distro you're on. I'm on Ubuntu, which is Debian based, so the packages are .deb files. So if I cd into my downloads, I think I was doing other videos, so I have 2 copies of VS Code. So this is the latest one, so I'll just use this. Well, not the latest version, but it's the one I just downloaded, so I'm going to use that. So if I do dpkg-I, I probably need a sudo in front of that. So this is sudo deb package install code. I'll just install the .deb file. For some reason it just wasn't finding that other one, so I've installed this one instead. Doesn't matter, they're both the same file. So while that's installing, then well, there's nothing really to do other than wait. So once that's installed, I'm just going to clear this. Once you have VS Code and Git installed, all you need to do is open VS Code from within the directory you want to clone to, and we still need to get our 4 extensions. So whenever this opens up, it'll ask you, do you trust the authors? And you just yes. Then it'll ask you, do you want to go through settings? I'm going to mark all these as done because they don't really matter for me. Then if you want to get these 4 extensions again, so git graph, git history, git lens, and the final one is GitHub, pull requests, and issues. Then once that's installed, go to your Explorer tab, Control-Shift-P, git clone from GitHub, it'll take you to GitHub. I'm already signed in, so this will just ask me, do I want to choose the application? It'll just ask you to sign in, and then you'll get this. Then just choose the application, let the system handler take care of it, open the link and take you back to VS Code. Select the repo you want to clone, and it'll ask you for the folder you want to clone it into. I'm just going to double check and put it into my projects folder. Select this destination. Yep. Then it'll ask you, do you want to open a new instance of the repo in your then it'll ask you, do you want to open a new instance of VS Code with just your cloned repo? I'm just going to hit cancel because it doesn't really matter. Then actually we'll probably just do this anyway, because you have to change the directory anyway, so we'll just do that. So go back, just show the it's cloned, change directly to the sandbox, open VS Code from within the sandbox. Then we're almost ready to rock. So I'm just going to open up a new terminal, and if I just type ls, it's showing me all the stuff in here. And same as with Windows, if you just go to your branches or remotes, what you can do is select which one you want to take clone out. I'm just going to take this text live one, switch to that branch. So what I did was right click, switch branch, just enter, yep, and it's checked it out. For some reason it doesn't show on here, but it did on Windows. So git bash comes pre-installed to show you like what branch you're on the terminal. From the looks of things, git from the basic install doesn't on Ubuntu. Doesn't matter, you can see with the tick here that we're checked out under the text live branch. So then we can just start making changes. So if I go in here, it doesn't really matter, just wherever you're changing your file names, or it doesn't really matter what file you click, just any file wherever you're doing your changes. So yep, comment on the Python file, then go to your source tree tab, stage the change, add a comment and commit, and it might ask you, yep, it'll ask you to do the same thing as it did on Windows as well. So I just cancel that and do the same thing. So it's git config global name, put it in quotes, same thing again. To get all that back there, I just hit up, the up arrow, and it goes to the last command you put in. So with that been done, do it again and I'll just work. It'll ask you, do you want to push to that? I'll just say yep. And just to show you that it works from the terminal as well, so git add, not ass, git add, I'm just going to add everything that is modified. And you can see doing it here, it's moved it up there. Then if I do git commit with a message, hit enter, git push, and that's all she wrote. Now what I can do is show you that we made the change on Windows. If I check out the C sandbox and do a git pull, it'll show me the changes. It might show me, because I made the change to the same file and added it and removed, it might not show it, but we'll see if it does. No, it didn't. Okay, why did that do that? Oh, it didn't. Why didn't it do that? Doesn't matter, I can show you on the git graph that it would have done it. So this is what the git graph's handy for. So I was on the main branch, I've just checked out, that was a different example I was doing. This blue branch is the branch where we were on, which was the text live demo. So if I just switch back to that branch, it'll update it here. So this is where we are. And then this purple one is the branch we had on Windows. So if I click on it, it'll just show me what I did. I added that comment, and if I click on here, this is where I removed the comment again, which is why the change doesn't show up here, because it doesn't see it as a change since we last worked on it. And that's basically it. That's how you get set up with VS Code on Windows and Linux. And yeah, that's me. I'm gonna go now and chill out for the rest of the day. Bye.